Okay, good morning, gamers, and welcome back to episode 10. Double digits. Hey, that's crazy. Not that I'm using Arabic numerals in the titles, even. Of my Let's Play on the Luvstar Fan Discord Beta SMP. Talk about a good intro. Let's fix this real quick. We just missed Skellants, sadly. They just left right as I got on here a couple minutes ago. Anyhow, first order of business, I guess, is hopefully you will be pleased to know that the grass growing in operation was successful. So we have Ket's floor, properly potted here, and I also figured out that the random flower in the mailbox came from Taure, so I put that one there next to it. So hey, the old room's looking pretty snazzy now. We still have our precious toast, so that's good. I don't know. We can just check the mirror here before we go out. Make sure we're still. Oh yeah, still got it. Anyway, what do we want to do today? Let's, hold on real quick, let's check the room for rent. Looks like there's a massive prick in there. Anyway. I'm so sorry, I can't help but laugh at my own jokes. I didn't put that there, by the way. I have no idea where this came from. It was just here one day, and actually someone what's their name, Blowerix, asked if they could move in here, and I was like, yeah, sure, sounds good. Just leave the cactus in there for one more day though, so I can make that joke. So shout out to them. Hopefully we will have a nice friendly new face in the Savannah mansion soon. And there's as always, there's a lot that I want to talk about, but fine, I have to talk about this first so that we can start doing it, because I want to actually be a quote-unquote good YouTuber. So that means I have to actually build stuff in my videos and not just wander around aimlessly talking. What I want to build today is something that has needed to have been built for hold on, how many months? Like almost 5 now? 4 going on 5. I need to finish my 3rd floor. It has nothing in it. It actually had more in it earlier today, but I just took out the walls that were there because I realized that they weren't doing anything because I didn't have any real plans. What the heck is this? I know this was here, but hold on. Didn't you know Todd's vegan? Well, he's not anymore. Anyhow. Kat has rightfully teased me many times about this great embarrassment to the Savannah mansion. That is the 3rd floor. And, today I intend to set that right. As many of you know, there is one thing up here. So I did start building up here way at the very beginning. I was like, I had this incredible idea for a hidden room. And I think everybody kind of knows what it is by now. But yeah, the Aether portal room. And then I proceeded to build absolutely nothing else up here ever. And I don't really know what I want to build up here, but I think we can figure something out. Surely we can figure. So, okay, hold on. So the first issue is that we have to get like all the way down and around here from this, which means that we have to leave an open hallway here, which I feel like that kind of limits what we can do with like this strip sort of by the windows here. I might take this, which is the center line, by the way. So half of it's over there, half of it's over there. I might take this as kind of a stopping point and make like a big room in here. And then we can have a hallway that goes off into like the little stuff down there maybe. Just a thought. Anyway, one of the many things that I was going to bring up. Hold on, can I do... Hey, I just learned how to do that. I'm walking without pressing W right now. Anyway, is my hotbar. You may be confused as to why there is an iron sword, of all things, in my hotbar, and there is actually one very good reason for that. And I'm gonna walk outside here now because we're looking for sheep, purely for demonstration purposes. Thankfully, I don't need any more wool right now. Are we gonna find one? No? Oh, come on, dude. When I was out here earlier today, they were everywhere. And I didn't even need them then. And I don't even need them now. I just need a demo. Anyway, alright, I guess I'll spoil the surprise. I have learned how to do the trick where... Oh, hey, don't despawn. Where you shear a sheep on the death animation to get extra wool. So I knew that this was a thing, but I was doing it wrong, which is why it wasn't working. So what I would do, if I can find a squid to demonstrate here, so like what I would do is that I would like shear it, so imagine that I just sheared it, and then I would get it low, and then I would like try to shear the death animation after it was already sheared, if that makes any sense, which it doesn't, because that's not how you're supposed to do it. And I was an idiot for thinking that's how you were supposed to do it. How you're supposed to do it is you're supposed to get it low, and then, but not shear it yet. Don't shear it until you kill it. So you'll see there, we got, look at that! Look at that! I didn't even have to find another one to demonstrate this, to prove it, that it works. We got 5 wool. 5 wool. If you didn't know, typically, you get 2 to 4. But whenever you shear the death animation, you get 1 more than whatever you would have gotten. So you actually get 3 to 5, which is, I did the math, I think it's like a 34% increase on average, which means that the Scotsman could have been completed 34% faster. But we won't, listen, all's well that ends well. We won't dwell on that right now. But that is the reason that I have an iron sword in my hotbar now next to my shears, is to conveniently not quite fully kill sheep. Because a diamond sword does, I don't know how many people realize this, but combat in beta is significantly different, not only due to the lack of cooldown, but simply due to the the presence, rather, excuse me, got those backwards, the presence of your weapons simply doing way more damage. So in release 1.0 and onwards, I think, Diamond Sword does 7 damage, as in 3.5 hearts, because every half heart is 1 damage, because that's a genius way of describing things that makes total sense. It definitely wouldn't be way more helpful to just say it does 3.5 damage. Anyway, yeah, a Diamond Sword does 7 damage. In Beta 1.7, a Diamond Sword does not do 7 damage. It does 11, which means that you can 2-hit any hostile mob and 1-hit any passive mob well, someone is gonna actually me and say, well, actually, a hostile wolf is a hostile mob, and you one-shot that, so you lied. But yeah, pretty much, you one-shot like sheep with a diamond sword, which is not ordinary. And I have to say, this is a very boomer, very it was better back in my day rant that I've been kind of kicking around in my head for a while now, but have somehow never taken the opportunity to talk about it in one of these videos. Is that I kind of resent any attempt made to improve Minecraft's combat mechanics, because I'm more of the opinion that, like, they're just bad no matter what, and any attempt to make them more interesting just turns it into kind of a nuisance. I don't think so. Okay, hold on, let me back up a minute, because I'm probably making some people really mad right now. I'm coming at this from a non PvP perspective. I'm not a PvP guy, never have been, never plan on being. And so I'm talking about, like, single player, or just like peaceful servers such as this one, right, where you're not fighting other players, you're just fighting, like, skeletons and what have you. I think that having the cooldown, having to carry around a shield, having your sword do like 0 damage. I mean, keep in mind, right? 11 damage is like, this is the same as a sharpness 5 sword in modern, right? So just to get the same performance here, which it isn't even, because zombies have inherent armor. Did you guys know that? Zombies have it. So if you get this sword, this sharpness 5 sword in modern, you still can't two-shot zombies without critting them, because they have an inherent 2 armor points, even if they're not wearing armor. Oh my god, that's the most insane thing. Alright, let's talk about something happy, like my house, which isn't actually happy, because I'm stressing about it not being done yet. Not stressing about, yeah, this is actually a pretty peaceful thing for me to be doing. So this is going to be the big room. Should this be the dining room? That is something, so that wouldn't make any sense, right? Because for this to be the dining room, if you think about it, my, like, private femboy chef would have to, like, carry, 20 plates of food from the kitchen all the way around there, all the way, like, up these stairs, right? But I guess this is Minecraft, where you can just carry 20 plates of food in your inventory, so maybe it does make sense. I guess so. Anyway, this is kind of a loose end that I alluded to in the first video that I ever recorded, where oh my god, I'm losing my voice. I don't feel very well today, at least not in the voice department, so I really hope that it doesn't sound too bad. But yeah, I said that the dining room down there is not actually the dining room, because you haven't seen the real dining room yet. Well, I guess that means that today I finally have to make the real dining room. I'm gonna make it out of spruce. How does that sound? I made the breakfast tables out of stone slabs, which feels a little cold. I'm not sure I agree with that entirely. So I'm gonna go with spruce this time, I think. Not spruce saplings. Hold on, my bad. Here we go. How big are these? All right, so that's like 7 by... okay. So that's a good reference. Yeah. How's y'all's day been? My day has been pretty good. I decatastrophized some things that I was worrying about really badly last night. Where's the middle of this room? Great. So that's 14, but I don't know if I want to have it like how much of a walkway I want to leave here. We could just leave the whole thing, and that would mean I would have to build less, so I think that's what I'm going to do. But so we have one, so perfect. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Which doesn't look very good or even or centered. Yeah, no, that's going to be ridiculous. Crap. Oh god, I'm being a bad YouTuber. I should be just thinking all this in my head and then yapping into the microphone. But that's really hard. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was asking how your day was, which was a rhetorical question for me to be able to narcissistically segue into how my day went. That's what I was talking about. I think that I have a very bad tendency. No, I know that I have a very bad tendency to... What was that big word I used? Catastrophize. Anything that is out of my control. Where I... See, I can laugh about this now, right? Now it's funny. Is this... You know what? I think that having... excuse me. A comically long dining table is completely and entirely in character. So I'm gonna call that good, and we can go get some chairs. Anything that anything that's out of my control. And as an example, yesterday I realized that I needed to find someone to take one of my shifts this week. And so I was like, oh yeah, man, I'm going to be screwed if they can't take this, right? Because there's a thing that's really important that I need to get to on Friday, but I'm working Friday, but I can't work Friday. But if I can't find anybody to cover it, then guess what? I'm not going to be able to get, either I'm not going to the thing that I need to get to, or someone is not going to be happy at my job. So anyway, I was like, okay, so I'll just get someone to cover it, right? Perfectly reasonable assessment of the situation. But then, because my IQ is a 3-digit number, I started planning for contingencies. And one of those was, well, what if nobody can? And long story short, I started drafting a formal letter of resignment. Which, needless to say, I did not complete, and even if I had completed, I wouldn't have used it. But that's just an example of where my mind goes, where I'm like, okay, just in case everything goes as badly as it possibly could, then I need to walk into work tomorrow and literally have the nuclear solution in my back pocket. Wow, that looks good. Oh my, I mean, that's a complete overreaction to a pile of logs, but like, hey, it's better than it was before. Let's get some shrubbery in here as well. Oh, I can get rid of this too. I don't know what I was thinking leaving these like emergency grass blocks up here when, like, as we've seen, I literally have them right outside my window. I will not be removing this one though, because Ket put this here, which means that if they want to badger me about my house not being done, they better not point to this corner, because they're the ones who built this corner. So by their standards, it's done. Okay. What was I going to get? Oh, right. Oh, wait, hold on. Can I? Alright, we're going to get fancy with it. We're going birch shrubbery. Premium birch shrubbery for the 3rd floor. That's going to be the signature. Alright. Where was I? Bragging about how much of an idiot I am for always assuming that the world is going to collapse. Something like that. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Ooh, nice. Okay. Okay, well, I guess by that logic I would put another one there, but that doesn't really work out very evenly. So I might try to make like a bigger feature in the corner then. Because, you know, hey, if you're going to draw attention to something, it better worth being drawn attention to. That sentence didn't work. How do I reconcile this nonsense? Wait, that didn't work. Man, that's fit for Goku's art gallery right there. That's not what I meant to build. Yeah, I guess that'll work. No, I kind of hate that. We're gonna put... Why did I break it with the axe? We're gonna put paintings there instead. Yeah, what we can do is kind of have like shelves for the paintings though. What goes there? I don't know. Don't ask me. Big ol' painting. That hey, when in doubt, you know, we're in beta, so there's a grand total of 1 decorative block, and I intend to overuse it to hell and back. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is cut the video to make sure the audio sounds good, and also probably go take a piss. So I will be right back. We back. That was probably the longest piss break in recorded history, because it is now the next day. I left to go review the recording and regroup, and then I came back. I probably got sidetracked on a couple things in there, and I came back and it was already like midnight, and I said, all right, well, screw that. I'm going to sleep. I don't want to record more, so just going to record a little more today. And then, honestly, I'm going to have to go to sleep kind of early today, so I'm going to let you guys on a little secret. The video is probably not coming out today. It's probably coming out tomorrow, because I'm probably going to record more tomorrow as well. I don't think Blorix has moved in yet, but that's fine. And then going upstairs, I hate to tell you this, but I did a little work off camera. Okay. We shoved a bookshelf in the corner, and then we added some paintings, including that one. There is not a secret behind it. I hate to disappoint. Someone gave me a cake. I have a strong hunch as to who that could have been. Nothing confirmed, but whoever it was, thank you very much. And then I added some bookshelves over here. I finally used crash slabs for something. I wanted to have like busts, but there's nothing you can really do that with. So I was like, all right, well, I guess a head is just a cube. So these are like sculptures of people's heads in my head. That's what this is. Anyway, let's go down here. Another thing that I did off camera that I was like, yeah, I should probably do this off camera, is I made a rough floor plan here where I continued this hallway down here, goes down to there, and then it makes a turn, goes down to here. So we have like 3 big rooms, although this one is probably gonna get divvied up into some smaller things. Anyhow, what was I gonna talk about? Oh yeah, so the thing is, right, if we peel back the wallpaper here, like half of this is the Aether portal room through there, which, where is it? Yeah. You see, there's like black wool there because the paintings, why didn't they work out? Oh, right, because you can't place them like corner to corner, right? Because they would be both occupying the same block. So I had to fill in a little bit with black wool, and I was like, all right, well, I want to cover that up, and by covering that up, I would even up the distance where there's only 1 block past the glowstone on each side here. So I was like, all right, we'll cover that up, but I thought that it might be awkward if, it was 2 blocks in here and then 1 block in here, and it was just like, more oak planks. So what I did was, the thing that any fancy billionaire mansion owner does is, they have no idea what to do with a space, and they remember everybody's favorite buzzword, which is accent wall. So we have the Luvstar signature accent wall fully installed here. Thanks to, hey, this is something I wanted to demonstrate. By the way, what I've been doing, I don't know, I'm kind of, what are your guys' thoughts on this? It's too much of a hassle for me to walk down the stairs, so I just teleport back to the ground floor. Anyway, what I was going to demonstrate here is Taure's new super transmutation machine. Like the most ultimatist transmutator that ever transmutated, alright? You haven't seen nothing like this. Although, there are a couple of drawbacks to it, so it's not entirely overpowered, but it's pretty close. And it's just over this hill here. For anybody who hasn't seen, the original transmutator by Ket, with the conveyor belt system where you would do 25 blocks at a time, has since been removed. It might have just been moved, not removed. But I haven't broken into her house very recently. Look at this, though. I mean, we were talking about swords last not last episode, last segment. And look at that. There's no backup, go in, back up, go in, put your shield up, do the hokey pokey, collect $200 when you pass go. None of that nonsense, right? And I kind of recognize that I was being negative in my sword rant, but I recognized that too early, actually, before I got to the conclusion of that rant, which was that, like, it's just a waste of time. I feel like so many things in modern Minecraft, people keep asking for Mojang to make things harder, and I cannot fathom why, because it's like, are you just begging to have your life wasted by something unfulfilling that you already could have done quicker before? It's not like, why is it so much more fun to you to spend 10 times longer killing every single creeper you come across? It just, it just doesn't make sense to me. Anyhow, so yeah, that was my point. So, like, yeah, not for any, like, multiplayer balance reasons, which are completely outside the scope of my expertise. Not that I have any expertise in this game at all, but yeah, just for the, like, single player, more, building focused aspect, where I kind of just think the modern combat is a giant waste of time. But hey, let's talk about this thing. Place wool on piston. Place redstone torch on wool. Place water on desired wool or slab glass. So yeah, we plunk our wool down here, and then we lock and load. And then let's say I want to just have the rarest wool type in the game. Boom. Look at that. Infinite brown wool. Brown wool is fully renewable now. Well, I mean, it was before. It was just slow as hell. Hold on. Let's do a more fun one. Let's do... Boom. Hey, renewable blue wool. Except it's not, because what you may have noticed is that, unlike the previous transmutator design, and I'm not a redstone genius, so I don't know why this is happening, but unlike the previous design, this one eats your torches. If you notice here, right, we went from 39 to 38. And then, like, it's not down here. It didn't get washed away. It just poofed. The redstone torch just poofed. And what I will say is that it's a little slower. At least I think it is. I don't know. I was doing that purple wool earlier, and I got into a pretty good rhythm. I was churning them out pretty quickly, but I feel like the prior assembly line fashion may have been a little quicker. So pros and cons there. And all this talk about Taure's magnificent design has reminded me that we do need to pay her a visit, because I kinda screwed up her house. Well, not really, but you'll see. Yeah, one moment, and then when we walk inside here, the issue is this, which is where I gave her a delivery of glowstone, because the nether is periodically reset on the server. But there's no announcement about that ever happening. They just do it like once every 2 months-ish, or maybe whenever they feel like. I'm not entirely sure. And I noticed the other day that the nether had been reset fairly recently. There was bountiful amounts of glowstone to plunder, and so I did, and I gave Taure a bunch for free. And because glowstone is such a hot commodity on this server, probably the most stolen or second most stolen item, either glowstone or diamonds. Like, it's very valuable to have a solid light emitting block. Is it a solid block? I don't remember. Anyway, So I put this chest here with the lock on it, and of course I added, Taure's name to the lock. What I didn't realize, though, is that, I guess because I'm the one who placed the sign, or because my name's at the top, or maybe those are just synonyms of the same thing, Taure can open the chest, but she can't break it. So I guess, not to put ideas in anybody's head, this could be like a trolling method where you just place a chest with a sign on it, and now all of a sudden there's an indestructible block. But yeah, I came back a few days later to check on something else, and I noticed that this was still here, and I didn't have the glowstone in it, so I DM'd her, because I had a hunch. I was like, hey, quick question, can you break that? And the answer is no. So we're gonna go ahead and do her a favor there, and probably just use the standard issue mailbox from now on, since the server's not super busy right now anyway. So pretty low theft risk, I would say, currently. And by the way, Taure, if you're watching, I don't know if you've been on here within the last day or two, but I did put something in there, so you'll have to figure out what that is. And I guess we can go home now, or we can just do an impromptu tour. Hey, this was supposed to be a building episode, but you know what? Hey, fuck you. It's my channel, and your fault for clicking on it. So, you know what? Back to the roots. We're going on a little tour here, back to the beach, because there is something that I wanted to shout out, at least in a video. I think I acknowledged it before to the relevant parties, but I want it on video because it means a lot to me, which is that in one of the prior videos, I believe I complained about my umbrella on the beach, the lime and orange one there. Oh, hey, Luvstar. Hey, I was just about to talk about you. Meow. I complained about this being super, super lonely, and so shortly thereafter, whenever that video came out, I came back down here and saw that Luvstar and the doctor have placed their own umbrella down here right next to mine, which was very sweet of them. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Who else is down here now? Who's the nomad over here? I guess this is a good time to just document this, see the current state of things. Koki and the lifeguard. Hey, we got a lifeguard on duty. Hey, this is pretty legit. I feel like the lifeguard should have a little bit more of like a perch or something. What is that? Well, that's neat. Who's the Chica color scheme over here? Let's see. Ket. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, no, that's great. Good for you. Good for you. I think this is JWR, pink and white, and this person has like a Redstone has like a custom sectional couch here on the beach. It's pretty high end with a whole tree. They installed it. Hey, forget an umbrella, they got a shade tree down here. Living it up. And then Taure right here, obviously, with their they should, hey, you should add like a diving board. No, not really, don't do that, but that would be funny. A diving board from your house. It'd have to be pretty long, though, to reach the water. And then Muffin Benoit. Oh, yeah, with a little snack there. And then Salty Delphox, a.k.a. Dismal, I think, is usually what they go by. Spot Preserved for Taure and Ketsi. A private island. Oh, I guess I'm trespassing. Oh, my bad. My apologies. Hold on. No, didn't mean to intrude. I get it. This is your area. All right, well, hey, that's pretty nifty. And I guess now I have to, gotta get back to work, and break time's over. Get back to furnishing the upper floor. So my plans are to have the room, because on the incredibly infamous Luvstar birthday live stream, they did ask if they could move into my house, and I said yes. And then they didn't move into my house, which is perfectly acceptable. They have, I think they have several houses of their own now, so good for them. But I am, for better or worse, a man of my word. So the room here with the purple accent wall, I think, is going to be Luvstar's guest room. And then what I also want to do is turn this room into like a writing study. And then I still don't know what I want to do over here with this giant load of junk. Got a big old skinny room here, and I don't know what I want to put in it. I want to do something with snow, but I don't know what. Yeah, like, because the thing is, like, there's no carpet. There's no carpet. There's no, like, snow layers, at least not that you can place, right? Manually, if this was a snow biome, if this was the snowy mansion, we would be in luck. But, listen, real estate out here was cheap. I had to do what I had to do. We could put it in the ceiling, though, because what I realized is that I have no plans for the attic, and I better not hear any complaints from anybody about not finishing my attic, because there is no building code on this server, which means that I don't have to... I did not know this was up here. This makes me so happy. I had no idea I put that there. I love... And then there's the, like, starburst design. Oh, I have to fix this, by the way. Not this one, but the cool colored one. There's a story there. Yeah, I haven't seen this place in months, which is crazy. And I don't plan on seeing it for months, which is why I could cover the floor in snow, and then I could also cover the ceiling in snow if I wanted to, but I don't know what that would accomplish other than just being able to see a lot of snow. But I might do it anyway, because I kind of want to do that, because ever since Muffin built their super duper awesome snow castle, I've been thinking about snow a lot, and how unique and weird it is. There's a lot of properties to it that I had no idea about. First of all, it's like truly the most renewable block ever, because it just passively falls from the sky, right? You have to do nothing to get it. And then it's also, in beta, it's the only solid block that can be insta-mined. You have to insta-mine it with a shovel, though. If you break it with anything other than a shovel, it drops nothing, which is really weird. But then if you break it with a shovel, it insta-mines, and it drops into snowballs, much like clay. Except, of course, unlike clay, you don't get anything good for smelting snow. We can double-check that, just to be sure. Maybe this is how you get crying obsidian. Ah, bummer. Nope, maybe better luck next time. Anyway, and then, maybe that's it. But yeah, it's weird. Also, it doesn't melt. I thought it melted, but it doesn't. And that's why I never built out of it. I literally, for the longest time, literally until Muffin built that cloud castle, I thought that if you put a torch next to a full snow block, it would melt. but it only does that for the layers. It's not the full blocks. So that's pretty nifty. Oh yeah, so this is the one I was talking about that I have to fix. Because it shouldn't be lime green. It should be green. Oh my god, hold on. Sorry. Still not at 100% health right now, but pretty close. Hey, it rounds up. But when I was building this thing, right, I was in kind of a big hurry. And I'm pretty sure it was when I was building, excuse me, man, losing my voice here. I really am going to have to cut pretty soon and then do more recording tomorrow. When I was building the 5700, I think that's when I took out the green wool here and then later replaced it with lime, which is really funny, but it will be fixed now because I don't really like the lime wool. It's too saturated next to next to basically any other color, frankly. So we can fix that right now. We could use Taure's fancy smanchy transmutation machine, but I do think that the old way might be a little faster. No offense. So yeah, we can fix that. And how long have I been recording for? I don't know. Oh god, I have to make some progress though. I've literally done nothing. What other than tell you what I already did, and then rant about nonsense, and then show you something someone else did, and then show you something else someone else did, and then yeah, okay. All right. Here's the last thing we'll do for today is we'll fix the windows, because this is bugging me. And what I'm going to do here is this really cool thing where I'm just simply not going to care at all about what this is going to look like from the outside. Because when you think about it, right, this face and this face are by far the least viewed areas of the exterior. Like the complete opposite corner over there, like that's where I have to worry about keeping up appearances right. But over here, I say we can get pretty fucky with it, and nobody would have even known if I didn't tell them. So yeah, what I'm gonna do here is make yeah, we're gonna put this back here, and then we're gonna make two windows, two double-sized windows. And you know what? This pains me a lot less now that we have duplicable sand. Oh, I must have lost one. I can't see it. Oh well. I'm also going to have to rearrange the flower boxes. So, yeah, I didn't prepare for this at all, so now I have to walk all the way back down. Or I could just teleport, but that just feels gross. So we'll walk the old-fashioned way. Hey, getting your steps in never hurt anybody. It's good for the soul, and also the legs. So we'll go down here, we'll grab some sand and some sandstone and some dirt and some glass. Some sand? No, not sand. Why did I say that? And then we're probably, if I had to take a guess, we're probably going to need some extras of those. And, while we're just completely fucking up the exterior, might as well just completely switch. Actually, no. I won't switch which flower I'm using because I'm low on those. We'll stick with the dandelions because for some reason I used more roses. I guess because of that. I don't know. I don't think I use more roses. I think I use generally way more dandelions. I think I actually just usually find more of them, though, is the thing. All right. Man, Running would be really handy right now, wouldn't it? Okay. So let's think about the outside first. Jesus, that takes a long time. Alright, so we gotta move that over. Yeah, I picked up none of that. Great. Has anybody else ever seen trapped... Hold on. So, if we can get it on the block there. Has anybody else ever, like, dropped a trap door and then looked at it and been like, wow, that looks like some tasty garlic bread right there? Or is that just me? Am I just weird for thinking that... for thinking that, like, the side, like, when you can't see the holes in it, right? It looks like just, like, beautifully delicious toasted bread. I don't know. Maybe... maybe I'm crazy. But that's what I think every single time I see a dropped trapdoor. Do I need... I'm gonna put a torch here, because if I don't, then creepers are gonna spawn up here and suicide bomb me. Okay. Man, I really should have thought of something interesting to talk about while I was doing this. Really, I'm just trying not to fall off, though, because I'm about ready to end this part of the recording, but if I have to climb all the way back up... Whoa! Hey, it grew in already. That's fun. If I had to... Oh, shit. This isn't gonna work. Because I can't place the trap door. I guess we just won't use anything. We'll just make a big ol' flower box. My god, these take so long to break. And now it's raining. Alright. There we go. All better. Whoops. Okay, now we just have to do all that again. Man, I should have done that part off camera as well. Alright. Oh god, that looks so much better though. I don't know if I like the torch in the middle though. We might just go no torch. Yeah, good enough. Alright, splendid. Splendid. Now, just gotta do the other one. But, hey, we know what we're doing now, right? Right, fellas? We definitely are able to learn from our mistakeys. So that has to... Yeah, so this is completely different. Because all that gets turned into glass. Oh my god. Alright, we can just break that. I didn't want to break that one. Now it's going to take even longer to grow back. Wow, I thought... So, how many trapdoors did I bring up here? Like 17? I thought that was going to be, like, way too much. But it's actually barely enough. My goodness. How wasteful of me. Okay. one last little bit. Wait, does this not work either? Oh my god. Okay, well, I'll fix that at some point, and when I do, I'll see that again. And, get the trapdoors worked out. What's, so, okay, hey, question of the video. Not that anybody is gonna answer it. But which side are you on in terms of, like planter boxes? Do you prefer signs or trapdoors? I'm definitely in the trapdoor camp, because it covers up the whole thing, top to bottom, and I'm pretty sure that signs can be like a lag inducer, so I try to not use them any more than I have to. But yeah, what's y'all's take on that? Because I know I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people using the sign method for their flower boxes. Yeah. Wow. Riveting discussion. Anyway, we're going to cut here. Not that it matters for you. And then I will be right back with, hopefully, the last part of the episode tomorrow. All right. Day 3. Everybody give it up for day 3. Day 3 of recording episode 10. This is actually pretty cool for me because it's almost like getting to record 3 different episodes, because up until this point, I've pretty much been used to recording almost every episode as just like one take, one shot, all the way through. Anyhow, we got to get back to work, and I haven't really been working on building anything, but I have been thinking, and I've been thinking about a couple things. First of all, in terms of, man, I think I might have been thinking too much, honestly, because I was planning out a lot of things that I wanted to say, but then now I can't remember them because it feels like I already said them, even though I never actually said any of them out loud. So I'm probably going to forget a lot of stuff. This is probably going to be the most forgetful segment, but one thing that I definitely do want to say, I don't remember if I'm supposed to say it yet or not in the outline that I had in my head. It's already falling apart. Crap. Is that I'm not actually going to finish the mansion today. I think I already promised that I was, and I kind of want to, like, clickbait the video and put the title as, like, finally finishing the mansion. Real Clash of Clans free gyms working. Gone wrong. Yeah, but no, I'm actually not going to do that. And there's a lesson in there somewhere. But first, I do want to make a little bit of progress, so we got to start working somewhere. And in terms of this room, and this room, and this room, what I realized is that I kind of want to take this, what I was calling the accent wall, and kind of just make it the normal wall. Not all of them purple, but I want to take this and extend it all the way around there, and I want to build this out of something. I don't know what yet. Something besides oak planks, that is. And then I want to build this one out of snow for no other reason than the ones that we discussed previously, which is that I just think it's neat. So let's get on that. Let's start just breaking this down. And yeah, like I said, with not finishing things today, there's probably a lesson in there somewhere, and I hope to God that I can figure it out before I stop recording today. It feels basic, but it is something that I had to figure out repeatedly, is not rushing yourself and not forcing yourself to stick to arbitrary deadlines, especially when it comes to things that are supposed to be fun, right? I've definitely done this with like writing before, where I'm like, okay, I need to have this new chapter out by whenever, and if I don't do it, then the world's gonna fall down, and everybody's gonna think I'm stupid, and so the problem is that the problem really arises when you stick to that deadline, because it can be good motivation, but also like, if it's not ready, it's not ready. And what I'm realizing now with this third floor is that it's not ready, and it's not going to be ready, and I'm not going to force myself to finish it solely for the sake of finishing it. I'm going to finish it because I'm going to finish it when I actually have something worth building here. And man, I don't know, this is kind of turning out crappy. I might need to think a little bit more, or maybe that's the opposite problem, and that's just gonna make it worse. That actually sounds kind of likely. Yeah, screw it. We'll just keep trucking on. So yeah, what I'm doing, so I'm just making the walls out of stuff that is not oak, because I was thinking about it, and it's just so plain to have all of the interior walls look the same like that. And I get it that it's beta, right? But I feel like you have to respect the fact that it's also not alpha. We have a limited block palette here, but it is a block palette, so you might, I might try to actually do something with it. Okay, God, my inventory's a mess. We got lime wool, gunpowder, garlic bread. Holy shit. Okay, well, I'll try not to worry about that too much. Man, this is going quick. I guess it would, because we're building practically from the halfway. Oh, no. Alright, well, I guess this is actually just going to be a snow collection episode. Because, yeah, if this is halfway, then that's almost, 32 blocks here, right? You discount the walls, and then... Actually, is it 32? Or 31? I don't remember exactly, but something in that ballpark. Holy bully. Well, we are going to have to put... This isn't all my snow, is it? Oh, God, I hope not. We're going to have to put doors in here somewhere, and those doors are going to have to be, like, raised up a little, because I want to put snow, like, covering the floor as well. Excuse me. So we have, how many glowstones we have? 6, 7. Okay. So that means we can have like 3 doors. Wait, assuming this is 3 and then 3. Okay, yeah, sure. Since it's gonna be such a big room. Oh wait, no, I'm an idiot. I literally just said I mean, I'm not going to go back and roll the clip because that would be superfluous. It was like 10 seconds ago. I just said the doors are going to have to be raised up. And then what did I not do? Holy moly. Okay. Man, I am getting tired. And that's part of the reason why I'm not finishing it in this episode, is because I looked at the other two clips I already got, and I realized that even with just those two together, this would already be my longest episode. So we're probably already past the hour mark at this point, and just going on into uncharted territory from here. All right. So, hold on. Yeah, I need to get rid of this, but I don't have red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, light blue. There we go. I'm very particular about my... Wait, is that where... Yeah. Purple, magenta, pink. Perfect. About my wool sorting methodology, if you couldn't tell. Okay, well, we have a little bit more snow. Probably still not going to be enough, but it's a start. Man, hold on. Okay, I actually might need to stop for a second and think, because there was, I swear to God, it's on the tip of my tongue, there was something that I was going to talk about, and it's flown out of my brain cells, and I can't get it back. It ran off to the butterfly farm, and it's living a better life there right now, but I'm going to have to extradite it back to my brain so that I can convey it to you before its permanent retirement to the great beyond. So just give me 1 sec. Wait a minute. Hold on. Can I make that happen? Because that's the glitch where it's like, if you hold on. No? Okay, never mind. Where it's like, if you flag it and like place a block where you're actually still standing according to the server or whatever, it should just go back into your inventory, but that one broke, which is weird. Alright, yeah, hold on. I'm gonna do a little bitty cut. I'm not gonna take another day to get back to recording, and then for you, that won't even matter. So yeah, be right back. I may have remembered at least one or two things that I was thinking about. We're also getting meowed at. Again. For the second time this episode. At least. Anyhow. I don't remember how I was planning on segueing into this, but I don't think you need a pretty segue when you have something worth saying, which is that I was going to talk about media consumption, which is something that we've already talked about a little bit. We've talked about media consumption, we've talked about alcohol consumption, and many other fulfilling hobbies, but I don't really want to talk about it from the perspective of, like, you know, in a vacuum, consuming media, like, oh, is that a valid use of time or whatever. What I want to talk about is some people's seeming obsession with the quality of the media that they consume. And this is probably, you know, as these words are coming out of my mouth, I'm realizing might be a little more nuanced than I thought at first think. But, you know, obviously I'm not advocating here for people to, you know, go around consuming, you know, slop or whatnot. that has no soul put into it. Yeah, this, by the way, this is actually just going to be a snow shoveling video because we're out. So I need to actually clean up the inventory first before we go do that, so I can carry more than 2 of them. But I think that back to the, actually quote unquote interesting, not that, well, I don't know, does anybody give a shit about this? Or do you just want to... I've asked this question before, and I'm still waiting on an answer. Why do you people watch these videos? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it makes me happy regardless. Okay. But yeah, what I was saying is that it seems to me that there are some people who are kind of like, well, I'm not sure if how much of an exaggeration obsessed really is. Like, they kind of are obsessed with, only consuming, quote unquote oh, that was gross. My voice has not cracked in a long time. Christ. High quality media, and when I say high quality, I'm not talking about like 4K HD. I'm talking about I'm talking about like the snobs of the world, if you will. And I kind of disagree with this, but I kind of understand why it happens. But I think why it happens is kind of weird and sad. And that is, I feel like a lot of people kind of view like the games they play, the movies they watch, the books they read. Definitely, I think it's probably the most prominent, at least from what I've seen, in the music people listen to. They kind of view the things that they consume as like an extension of themselves and of their personality and of their worth as a person, which I think is kind of weird and icky. And it leads to this sort of a snobbery is what I called it, but in a weird way, it's like, I feel like it's less, to them, it's not as much about like, putting anybody else down, but like trying to like build themselves up as like, I'm such an important person because I listen to Tame Impala. Did you know that's only one guy, by the way? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't have anything better to do, so let's just take the minecart. Actually, I might not have even shown this on video yet, so probably a good time to do that. Let's take the minecart to the snow while we're yapping here. And anyhow, my point with all this is that I think that's a very sad way to live your life, because I think there's a lot of enjoyment to be found in, somehow quantifiably lesser media, if you will. Especially, I mean, here's the thing. When I'm talking about, like, lower quality media, this video that you're watching is in that category. like this is the sort of thing that I've been talking about, very low production value, and very little care that goes into stuff like this. And also, a lot of a lot of fan fiction comes to mind. Probably also including the stuff that I write, frankly, because sometimes I read it back and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I thought that was good enough to post. But, hey, someone else thought it was good enough to read, so that's all that matters, right? But also, yeah, like a lot of the stuff that I read, and okay, I think this is kind of what I was gonna like lead into this whole thing with, is like, there's sort of this one like justification, if you will, of fan fiction that I see a lot by supposed, oh, holy shit, there was a terror attack here. They hit the fucking Pentagon. Oh no. Well, oh my God! Oh, the accomplice! He's right there. Oh, all right, crisis averted. Holy shit! What was I talking about? Oh my God! I really need to put more torches down. I keep putting that off. I almost said forgetting about, but that would be a lie. No, I remember that I need to do it. I'm just still not gonna, because I don't want to, because it sounds really tedious. Anyhow, yeah, there's this one like justification that I hear a lot, which is like, fan fiction is good because, like, I mean, I've read fan fiction where it was even better than the source material. And I'm not denying that that happens. It definitely happens, probably a lot, but the fact of the matter is that most fan fiction is decidedly not better than the source material. And the bigger point where I'm going with this is that's okay. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, sometimes like it oh, thank God. Someone placing torches here, really helping me out. I don't know, this might be kind of a backhanded compliment. I hope it's not. I'm really not trying to be mean here because I do love it, but it's like, sometimes when I read these, like, and when I say, like, bad, I mean, like, they're using the wrong there, like, constantly. There's no punctuation where it's supposed to be. Formatting is completely out the fucking window, but it's like, but it's still readable, right? And like, yeah, I don't know, when it comes to this really shitty fan fiction, it feels, when you read it, at least to me, it feels very low pressure. Like whenever I, crack open a book, I'm like, oh crap, I better, actually, whip out my notebook here and really start fucking paying attention because, this is probably important or whatever, which is an insane mindset to have when you're reading fiction for fun. But anyway, I don't actually take notes. That was an exaggeration, but I think it kind of gets the point across. Yeah, but with shitty fan fiction, man, you just jump into it and you're like, wow, this is awesome. Like, I read this one. So this is actually not a spoiler for one of this is not one of the fandoms I've written for, but it's one I've read a lot for, which is actually the Papa Louis. Holy shit, I almost died there. That is a very sharp cliff that I did not know was there. I also haven't really gone this way. Hold on, let me make sure. I feel weird doing that. Setting the weather to rain, but we need to do that to make sure that starts, I almost said growing back. Snow doesn't grow, per se, but you know what I meant. Yeah, but did I already say Papa Louie? I hope so. Anyway, like Papa's Freezeria, right? Everybody's played that. I don't know, most people don't know is that there's actually a lot of canon lore for the games because the developers actually have put out like an individual blog post with like like a trading card design, basically, with like a little lore snippet for basically every single one of the characters at this point. Like they started doing it, probably over 10 years ago at this point. Like those games have been coming out for almost 20 years. And so because of that, because there's actually surprisingly kind of a lot of potential to explore there. There's actually quite a lot. I think like last time I checked, there's like 700 works on AO3. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I forgot. You can only stack to 16, so we got to do a little crafting break here. Anyway, I was reading one of those, and the premise was like that Quinn, the like really mean lawyer who like always gives you a bad score, like divorced Tim, who was her like ex law partner and husband in this fanfic. Not in the canon lore, but that is like a pretty popular headcanon. And then, like, to cope with the stress, she goes on, she gets home from work, and then she puts on her fursuit and goes online and starts, like, commissioning an artwork of her fursona. And I was like, wow, this is probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen. And it was just such a fun and silly idea that brought me so much joy. I don't know if like the audience right now is nodding their heads in agreement, or if they're just like, looking bewildered, like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? That sounds insane. I don't know if you're on board or not with that, but what was the point of this? Yeah, okay, so the point of this was that your time is best spent doing what you actually want to do. And if what you actually want to do is stream Tame Impala on and like, I don't know, write letterboxed reviews for like films that nobody else has seen. Oh fuck, I can't believe I said the F word and vindicated them. Excuse me, movies. There, now they're triggered. If that's what you want to do, then yeah, that sounds great. Do it. I'll read your reviews. I won't understand them, but I'll read them. Sounds good. And if what you want to do is go on AO3 and read fan fiction about middle-aged lawyers with anger issues who lash out at minimum wage employees and their midlife crisis of having a fursona, then you should do that too. And you shouldn't worry about the fact that, one of those things was made at a somehow magically quantifiable higher quality than the other, because the quality of the media that you consume does not reflect on your quality as a human being. I think that's a pretty good and worthwhile point to make, and I really hope that you guys learned something in this episode, and I will see you next time, where we definitely will finish the mansion 100%. I pinky promise. All right, good night.